as you can see, we have a galaxy of heads of government here. Does all of this give you a sense that the United States under current administration is truly committed to the support of Ukraine and to the independence and sovereignty of Ukraine?
Yes. And when it comes to the Arctic, President Trump in his first term already said we should spend more time and more energy on the Arctic and to defend the Arctic against the Russians and the Chinese because the sea lanes are opening up. Greenland, yes, not only Greenland, it is the whole Arctic. 7 nations in NATO, 1 outside NATO, Russia, and these 7 have to defend themselves against Russia and China. And
the prosperity package, which Larry has been working on.
What we discussed yesterday, it was a very good discussion, is how can we do that? 1, how can collectively the NATO allies help here, the 7 in the High North, and also others to support that. But the 7 in the High North, including the United States, because also the United States is an Arctic country because of Alaska. And of course Canada, Iceland, Denmark, Sweden, Finland and Norway. How can we make sure that these countries collectively make sure that the Arctic stays safe, that the Russians and the Chinese stay out?
Number 2, he wanted to prevent the enlargement of NATO.
And then when it comes to, so that's one work stream coming out of yesterday, and the other is to make sure when it comes to Greenland, particularly that we ensure that the Chinese and the Russians will not gain access to the Greenland economy, to militarily to Greenland, and that will be a discussion taken forward based on what already happened last Wednesday when Marco Rubio and Vice President Vance had their discussions with the Danish delegation.
I want to congratulate you for this upgrade because I feel now like in interrogation room with the bad.
So what we need is to keep our eyes on the ball of Ukraine. Let's not drop that ball. And that means, yes, great peace talks, fantastic. We will do everything to conclude them successfully, but it will not happen tomorrow. And they need these interceptors, this military support tomorrow. So we have to stay concentrated. So to my European and Canadian friends, we have to do that. And the US is willing to supply as much military stuff Ukraine needs, particularly these interceptors, paid for by Europeans and Canadians.
That we can do, 1, continue to provide Ukraine with everything it's possible, and 2,
Can I get you, Steve, to tell us a little bit about...
I think we've made a lot of progress. I think in the beginning of this process, there was a little bit of confusion. I was going to Moscow quite a bit, but I think it was important that we go there. People deserve, because they have been so courageous in this fight. And they're under, to the Ukrainian people here, you have an amazing negotiating team. We've spent a lot of time together. I don't know how much, but it could be 100 hours together since Geneva. It's literally that comprehensive. And I think we've got it down to one issue, and we have discussed iterations of that issue, and that means it's solvable.
One of the ways that Europe...
So we're off to Moscow tonight. We're not staying over. We're going right to Abu Dhabi. That's an important data point because in Abu Dhabi will be the working groups.
Well, yes, I think the last decision the European Council made...
All night long, we spent at dinner last night talking about the upward trajectory for the Ukrainian economy and financial system. Capital markets, the jobs. The president has talked about a tariff-free zone from Ukraine that I think would be game-changing. You'll see industry move into that area. They're under some real difficult conditions today. And I want you to know that this is the most important endeavor that Jared and I have. We are tasked with doing everything possible to get this solved, and with the president's indomitable spirit and President Zelensky's indomitable spirit, because I'm pretty sure that he feels as President Trump does, this is time to end this. I think we're going to get it done. So thank you.
Thank you.